Here we are. Happy Friday. First summer Friday of the month. Welcome to the pod.
Yeah, because we just had summer solstice. So technically, this is the first summer Friday. Welcome to the podcast. This is the 12th house where we explore wellness, well-being, spirituality, mysticism with a hint of irreverence, and we make other people do it with us. I'm Michelle Pelizon. Nice to see you.
Welcome, and I'm Wallace. Nice to have you here.
We're delighted to be in your ear holes this fine Friday. And we're going to do a little bit of a Summer Fridays palate cleanser episode. Normally we go deep on the wellness news and updates, and everything was boring this week, so we're not going to look at the news. We're going to do something a little different. We're going to talk about what we're deep diving into on the podcast over the next couple of weeks, which is manifestation. We got so many requests for this, Wallace.
Mm-hmm. We did. It's a hot topic. As Pinterest let us know at the beginning of the year, they were like, here are our 2021 predictions. There were some that were really interesting, but they predicted manifesting is the new nesting, which I thought was
I was surprised to see that coming from Pinterest, which feels like the most sort of out of touch sort of social platform, of just like, is stuff cool that's on Pinterest? But also they're just like a massive search engine. So they kind of would know what people are searching for data wise. And then we had that episode with Amanda Chase on about manifestation, her experience. And we got so much feedback. We got so many DMs and voice memos and people really like feeling the same way that Amanda felt and expressed. If you haven't listened to that episode, go back and listen to it. It's a really good one. And we just wanted to go deeper. Seems like manifestation, it's back with a vengeance, but it's got a different flavor than it did in like 2008.
I think it's like the new goal setting, kind of. Like it's become more casual and colloquial. Like people will just say, I manifested that. I'm manifesting blank, whatever. And
But do you think they're saying it as a joke?
Yes. Well, it depends who you talk to.
That's what I'm like, I kind of can't tell if someone's being like facetious or if they're like earnest and they're like, oh no, I totally manifested that. I'm like, wait, what? I can't tell if this is a joke or not.
Yeah, no.
Or when something bad happens, like what is that? Murphy's Law? It's like, oh yeah. I think Murphy's Law is like anything that can go wrong, will go wrong. Oh yeah. Murphy's Law in simplest form states, if anything can go wrong, it will.
If you talk to Gen Zers on TikTok or not talk to them, you watch them, there's a lot of manifesting content out there.
Manifestation. There's so much.
It's a lot about writing stuff down, especially the person that you want to text you back. There's a lot of partner manifestation stuff. And I don't know, because that's getting into a whole other territory when you're involving somebody.
Yeah. Being on your own. Like it's one thing to like be manipulating your own world, but to manipulate other people's worlds feels like One of the weirdest things is when people say like they manifested you, like when they're like, oh, I totally manifested you. And it's like, no, I've been a real person for like 32 years. I was here before you even had a like iota of an idea that you wanted to meet someone like me. I just think that is like the weirdest, most egoic, narcissistic thing to say to a person, or to say like, oh, I totally manifested my boyfriend. Like, what? He was a person before you,
Well, I kind of feel like it's in the same vein as the idea of like, you complete me. Because it's like, well, I'm complete on my own, dog. I'm good.
Right. Bro, I didn't need you, so I'm good.
Yeah. I don't know, but there's a lot of the manifesting partner stuff on TikTok I have been noticing.
Well, I feel like duh, because like that's what you're looking for in your teens and 20s. You're like crossing your fingers, just wanting to like magic your way out of emotional intelligence, right? Because like no one really teaches us how to do that. And we just like want someone who's going to be nice to us. And we don't really know what we want. We want this like fairy tale version of a romance or of love or a relationship. And so like it's much easier to quote unquote manifest it and write it down in a notebook and then like write it down every day than it is to actually do some work on yourself to become the partner that you want to be,
Yeah. But on the flip side, I feel like I'm seeing a little bit more about anchoring in the feeling versus material manifesting, which is interesting.
True.
So that change has been interesting to watch, but I think it's equal parts. You see a lot of the kind of get rich quick manifesting stuff, which we talk about with one of our guests in this series, Sharon of Wholehearted Coaching. I am so excited. She talks at the end about potentially wanting to write a book about the history of manifestation and the roots of, you know, what we know today as modern manifestation language, where it comes from and what are the cultures that it really pulls from. That's what I want to know. That's what I'm curious about.
Yeah. And that was such a great conversation. You guys will love that one with her, because we talk about how manifestation isn't just like this whitewashed thing, which it's kind of been made into. Like the sort of modern version of manifestation actually comes from a lot of con artists and like hucksters, people who are objectively not good people when you double click on them, who are sort of like the fathers of the idea of positive thinking and law of attraction, sort of like, I don't know, rules or whatever. Yeah, that was a great convo, because acknowledging the indigenous cultures that have been using like the tenets of manifestation forever and the real roots of it means it's more powerful, like means it's actually more true. I mean, it's not about manifesting material things necessarily. And I think, Wallace, that's what you're saying, like the 2008 version of manifestation, when The Secret got really popular, when like Deepak Chopra was talking about law of attraction, when Oprah was talking about The Secret, was also like during one of the biggest recessions, modern recessions that we've had. And I think that manifestation is coming back because we're also in a moment of economic recession, especially with the pandemic, and people are grasping, looking for ways to control and create safety for themselves. But this new version of manifestation feels more co-creative and less like cross your fingers and write $1 million check to yourself and hope that like it comes around and you get to live in your dream house at some point. And to your point, it sounds and feels more like, all right, what kind of life do you want to live? What does that feel like, as opposed to what are the material things that you're going to surround you? And how can you get that feeling maybe without things, or with more flexibility to the things? So my unpopular opinion is I think we should have a new term for manifestation.
What's the word?
I have no idea. I don't know what it is.
I was like, I'll put you on the spot now.
I know. I'm going to be one of those people who's like, I'm going to criticize this thing, but I do not have a solution for it. I just feel like we roll our eyes at the term manifestation. It's kind of become co-opted and cheesy and huckstery, MLM-y, you know, just like, feels a bit gross. Let's find a new term that like feels more in alignment with what it is that we're doing here. I feel like P will be the person who will, P the fairy.
Oh my gosh, such a good episode. We will link that.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. But over the next couple of weeks, we're deep diving on manifestation with some awesome experts who have really different opinions than us. So I think it'll be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of trends, when you said Pinterest trends of what they thought the trends of 2021 were going to be, we just published our wellness trends report inside of the Cusp for 2022 because we're at the half year mark. And it's really good. It was really good. So many people loved it. But there's one trend in particular that I feel like is like most on my brain, which is community, like hyper specific community spaces that are just like people are ready to be back in action with each other, but only like around their people. Do you know what I mean?
It's like the digital campfires want an option to show up IRL.
Yeah. But like not hang out all the time. Just like maybe for an hour.
Yeah. Just an option, somewhere to meet up. Yeah. I mean, we cannot find a place that fits our needs. I don't think we're asking for too much, but I think so many places have just shut down, and it's going to be amazing to see over the next year how many are able to open back up and what they look like renewed.
Yes. Yes. We're looking for a co-working space for our team in LA, and yeah, we just like can't find anything that doesn't suck. But I feel like even in the last 2 weeks since we've been looking, like a couple of things have reopened or we got that email today from that space around that's going to have studios that kind of could fit our needs. But yeah, I think you're right about the digital campfires. Like we really found each other in the last 18 months. Like we went into these micro communities of people who had really niche specific desires and interests. And we were like, whoa, I'm not alone in my like weird fascination with XYZ thing. And now we want to like hang out in person together. I think that it's kind of like,
but like once a week.
Yeah, like
twice.
Exactly. Right. Like not all the time. Just got myself my space. But it's kind of like, wow, I didn't know people like this existed.
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't know that I could find so many people like me. I feel like it's like when you go from high school to college.
Yeah.
And in high school, you're like, yeah, my friends are great. And then you go to college and you're like, whoa, these people like really get me. And my high school friends didn't, because we're just in a more specific place, and we've gotten a bit spoiled in that way. And now I feel like I can't go back to just working at a co-working space with like, I don't know, a bunch of people who work on marketing for Beachbody. Like that just wouldn't, no
offense, but we don't want to just stare at each other. We're like, we want to be like in the mix.
Right.
No offense to
exactly.
you.
No, not taken. I mean, if we wanted to just stare at each other, we'd work from my house.
We want to people watch. We want to maybe bump into somebody cool.
We want to be where the people are. We're both, I think that's a human design thing, because we both have you have open top guy, right? Same. So
Ajna.
No. Yeah. We need to like hear other people and be around other people.
I love eavesdropping.
Yeah, that's how you get all your best ideas of like, when I remember when I was working by myself, I would go, if I was like really stuck on what to write, I would just like go to, I used to live across the street from a hotel, the Line Hotel. I would just go to the lobby of the Line Hotel and work in there for like 6 hours and just hear what I could hear. And I would always get a really good idea for what to write. I'll be interested to see what we're looking at a year from now, because also space is really cheap for people. Retail space is really cheap to rent. So this would be the time for people to jump on that trend. And there's a lot more inside that cusp edition. So double click on it. You know, you get the first 2 weeks of the cusp for free. And then it's $5 a month after that. It's just like the best place on the internet, in my opinion, if you are a wellness hype beast, because we just talk about the shit that we love.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it's all about
like
the
what we're going to do today. Yeah. Oh my God. The threads are so good.
Everyone is way cooler and smarter than me in the cusp. I have, every time I think I know something about, I don't know, a certain product or sector or service, I just, there's way more advice than I could have hoped for about what to actually try. I've
been turned on to so many products that I really love and that I'm using consistently, because people in the cusp are like, this is my holy grail product.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Yes. That's what I need. Should we talk about what our holy grail products are right now, or / picks and pans? What we're loving and not loving?
Yeah. I'm into it. Let's do it. I'll start because I feel like I'm in a clearing phase. I'm completely clearing out my skincare and starting a new like skincare regimen. So I'm getting rid of stuff. I'm finishing products. I'm just kind of waiting for certain things to be done. But sunscreen. Have finished sunscreen for the first time in a long time. I used Supergoop. I really liked it, but I'm ready for a new one.
Which Supergoop? Was it the Unseen? Was it the Veil one?
They have so sunscreen, many. Sunscreen. They literally have sunscreen for the tip of your nose, your eyelids, if you want.
Yeah. Yes.
Like actually every body part. I'm like, I'm pretty sure this is 2 products that they've made into 30. But, you know, good marketing.
Yes. I'm kind of into the eyeshadow sunscreen. I haven't gotten it yet.
Oh, I was joking. It's real?
Like, that's kind of cool. Yeah, it's real. They actually have those products.
Oh, I was just saying like facetiously. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, well, those places can get sunburnt, so, you know.
That's true. Well, I'm using an kind of old school sunscreen by this new brand that I was turned on to because they started this online radio player called Pool Suite FM, and it was just really awesome kind of poolside vibey music from the 70s and 80s, very international. And they had this app for a while, and then they just branched off into all of these products. It's amazing. It's all kind of 90s branding. The sunscreen smells like what you remember as a kid putting on, which is probably toxic and not healthy
like
for you.
Like coconut sunscreen?
Yeah. Yeah. And they just have all of these kind of Miami Beach,
That's the
Florida.
Best smell.
Yeah. It instantly transports you to childhood. Like I'm all about the nostalgia. I just bought it because I was like, I just want to smell this. and feel that feeling every time I smell it. So that's the only reason I bought it. But I'm hoping that it works well.
So is it like a face sunscreen or is it like a body beach sunscreen?
They're more like body poolside beach, which I think is interesting because I feel like I'm getting a lot of ads for body care in general. And I feel that the emphasis is going to be more on body care this summer as we're kind of like moving in the direction of accepting what's happening on the face in terms of acne. I'm wondering if that's going to be the same for the body / the body care space.
So
is like
not accepting what's happening on the body.
I wonder, because also just side note segue, have you seen like the body filters on TikTok where you can literally filter your whole body? Those are insane to me. I'm like, well, okay, we're fully in the matrix.
I feel like that shit should be, it should be illegal. Like, I don't know. I just feel like it's like so detrimental. Like, what is it good for? I think you're right about body care. Soft Services keeps shipping me ads, man. And listen, I'm about to convert, so it's working. But they're a brand started by Annie from formerly Glossier.
Huge fan of her pod.
Yeah, shout out to, what is their pod called?
Eyewitness Beauty.
Eyewitness Beauty. Yeah, love them. And I'm like, I kind of want to try it. I'm also like, how is this it's supposed to get rid of like, I don't know, those little chicken skin bumps that you have on the back of your arms and like body acne on your chest and on your back and on your butt. And I just kind of don't really get how it's different than, I don't know, like an acne scrub for your body. Like, haven't those things been around forever?
Yeah, I feel like it's probably not different, right? It's just like marketed differently, new branding.
It's just like beautiful. So, Wallace, one more time, what's the brand name of the sunscreen?
Vacation.inc. And we'll put it in the show notes. I feel like they're going to sell out for sure. I just have a feeling.
It's a full tox, right? It's not a clean.
I don't think they're trying to be anything clean. Also,
that's another one of our trends.
Yeah.
Of 2022, which is clean beauty will disappear. I feel like we understand that clean beauty is basically just marketing, right? Like everything is toxic. Everything is a chemical, even natural products. So to like villainize certain products and not others when everything is chemical, and to say like chemicals are bad is just not correct. And so much of quote unquote clean beauty, again, is just like marketing speak, just like, I don't know, saying something's natural. It's just like greenwashing.
Unless you're genuinely just using coconut oil and making your own skincare, which I applaud those people. I don't.
Sure. But I mean, like, how much better is that? It's just like eating vegan. Like, is eating vegan necessarily better than eating a different way? Like, not for every body.
No.
So, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. So,
that's the only product I'm really excited about. So, it's not very wellness adjacent.
Anything that contributes to your dopamine receptors, I feel like is wellness. Like,
that's true.
That's why, I don't know.
It is on my joy path.
There you go.
Like, this good smelling sunscreen will bring me joy. 100%.
I mean, I just dropped like $100 at PF Candle Company
because
nice. I needed incense, and I like dragged Ethan with me, and they have my favorite incense flavors. Oh my god!
You actually inspired me to get one of theirs when I was there last, and they also have such beautiful, what are they called, candles now?
Yeah, those like dipped candles.
Yes.
Pillar candles, maybe.
Yeah.
Their store is really cute. I actually think it's like it's pretty affordable. Their incense, the candles are expensive, but
what
I just love
isn't
everything
expensive?
in there.
That's good, you know?
Right, exactly. I feel like they're like kind of not to just harp on natural things, but they don't seem like so full of artificial flavors that it's like the worst in the world. At least I don't get migraines, and I get migraines a lot with like overpowering artificial flavors and stuff. Yeah. I feel like I just am talking out of two sides of my mouth because I just was shitting on clean beauty, but then I also just said that artificial
that's the theme
scents
of the
gave
podcast.
me migraines.
Whoops, we're hypocrites,
both, right?
Yeah. No, but it's true. I think it depends on the power of the scents. Like, I can't use Febreze, but I I can stand sunscreen scent. So it depends.
Yeah. Yeah. And now that I look at it, these definitely have fragrance in them. So that's not natural, but they're soy wax. So maybe that's the difference. I don't know. But my favorite flavors are the teakwood and tobacco.
I like that you keep saying flavors because I feel like you're about to eat them, like spread them on your body after, which actually
It's like
also reviewed in the Cusp. Mod, the company that we had for a little discount.
Non-binary sex tech. Yeah.
Yeah. Their candle that you can use as a massage oil after is so cool.
Ooh,
highly recommend.
Can you eat it?
I would imagine. I haven't tried.
I guess if you can put it on your skin, like technically,
yeah,
you're probably gonna lick it off if it's foreplay. So it's gonna get in some orifice probably.
There you go. So you should hit up PF Chemico and be like, hey, just wanted to check, are these edible? Just want to make sure.
Yeah, I love all their stuff and would love to eat it. That's how much I like it. I would love it in my mouth. So dropped a pretty penny on them. And also went to Milk and Eggs in Atwater. Wallace, I know you've been.
This is an LA store that if you're in LA, go and visit and be prepared to be suckered into buying anything and everything. It's very expensive, well curated.
It's very
beautiful.
Very, very beautiful. Very expensive. Shout out to some of our friends who are in there. Wooden Spoon Herbs.
Yeah.
Cap Beauty. Their products are in there, which is great. We love that for them. It's basically sort of like corner store if your corner store had only like $5 sign products, you know, like instead of $1 sign, it's like the most expensive products. And they have wine and booze. But I picked up Amass botanical hard seltzer. And I haven't drank really since like January, but this looked really pretty and natural. And also I've used their hand sanitizer before and I was like, okay, cool. I fuck with this. Let's get it. So I got 2 and they also have less than 1 gram of carbohydrates, and Ethan's keto for his diagnosis. So I was like, okay, this is cool. Like we could drink this together. Great. Normally he can't have those types of beverages. Dude, I was so disappointed. I poured this out. I was like ready to have a nice date with E. We both took a sip and it was like drinking a White Claw mixed with cough syrup. It was horrible.
Do they have any artificial or alternative sweeteners? Because sometimes I feel like certain types of sweeteners, like what's the erythritol? That one tastes weird.
That one. No, dude, I feel like I was played. I was catfished. This is the ingredients: water, alcohol from fermented organic cane sugar, Keen's juice concentrate, lemon juice, hibiscus, apple cider vinegar, lime, clove, ginger, star anise, turmeric. I was prepared for this to be the best thing that I ever put in my mouth, and it wasn't, and I'm so bummed.
I mean, I guess they were thinking a leap from hand sanitizer to booze wouldn't be such a big leap. They're like, it's all alcohol. Sure.
It's easy.
But they need some help. Would it have been good diluted?
I tried. Listen, dude, I tried to make this work. I put ice in it. I was like, maybe it needs to be even colder, even though it was already cold. I added a little lemon. I let the ice melt. No matter how I sliced it, it tasted bad. I'm bummed. I didn't want to have to give that review, but it's the truth.
Wow. No praise for Amass.
Sorry. This was, there's a different flavor that's better. This was the Surfer Rosso, hibiscus, ginger, turmeric.
Well,
I had high hopes, but alas.
Yeah, I feel like that there's room for a good summer spritzer, but especially.
I don't know, dude. Yeah. I think I'm off the sauce. What about you?
It changes week to week, depending on how I'm feeling. I think I'm into a day drinking vibe, like show up at a day party with an outfit, maybe have a drink, but I don't know if I can handle the night life anymore. I've been trying. It's hard.
How's it going?
It's hard on my body. My body's like, no. It requires a lot of stamina that I'm like, I just don't think I have stamina for this anymore.
Right. Or like, I don't care to rally.
Yeah.
I think that's where I'm at. Like, sometimes you're like, no, don't be lame. You got to rally. Or at least that's how I felt in my 20s. And now I'm like, I'm lame. I'm lame. I'm ready to go home.
Because I'm so extroverted, though, I do say yes to a lot of things where I'm like, I do want to be out amongst the people, and I do want to go on a dance floor, and I can do that without drinking. But, sometimes they sneak in there.
You need a little bit of a social lubricant. I think after the year that we've had to just like feel okay being around people. And that's, I think, where plant allies and mushroom allies can come in, do a little bit of the heavy lifting on our social awkwardness, make us feel a little bit more one with the people on the dance floor. Just not crazy, just like, ease it up.
Take the edge off a little.
Yeah, exactly. There's nothing wrong with that. It's natural.
Speaking of which, we've been waiting for a certain company to send us our microdosing mushrooms that we've been wanting to review.
We've been waiting for months. We've been waiting since April. Yeah, we're reviewing. We had many requests to review microdose mushroom capsules inside the cusp, and that is happening just hopefully soon because I ordered these psilocybin mushrooms a couple months ago. I don't think I'm getting scammed because I keep like reaching out and being like, what's the deal? And they're like, oh, sweet angel, thank you for your thoughtfulness. And we are so excited to give you this medicine. And the universe had other plans in store for us. Normally our shipping time is 10 days, but unfortunately, due to circumstances out of our control, it's really in God's hands. We've been sadly had to wait. So are you cool with that? And I'm like, nah, kind of not cool with it, but also like kind of cool with it because you guys are obviously hippies. So who knows when we're going to get those?
Yeah. TBD on the microdosing.
So waiting on the mushrooms.
Yeah.
I will tell you though, if you're like looking for, because you can microdose for lots of reasons to just like bump your serotonin up, to help with anxiety, to help with social anxiety. But if you really want a kick of serotonin, jump on a rebounder, my friend, for like 2 minutes.
Okay, this is what, I guess we haven't been DMing about it, but we've been talking about it every other week. I jumped on your trampoline for 2 minutes with your dog Bonnie, and I was like, I'm sold. And I ordered one, unfortunately off Amazon, but I think the move is to do it on like Facebook Marketplace or somewhere because people always are selling their unused rebounders. But
yeah, I feel like you could really like hit a gold mine by going on OfferUp and just seeing like what's available in Malibu. Like what rich person in Malibu bought the fanciest rebounder during quarantine and is like, well, they probably wouldn't be on OfferUp. Maybe.
No, they don't. I don't know. They probably don't do that.
With the plebes.
Yeah. I don't think so. They just like donate to Goodwill in Malibu.
Right. Okay, that's where we gotta go. Goodwill in Malibu.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't wait. I'm so excited. I can't wait for my lymph to be lubricated. Is that even the right term?
Detoxified. Yeah.
The lymph. I'm all about the lymph flow.
Your lymphatic system. Yeah, it's the only system in your body that doesn't have a natural pump. Like your heart is a pump for your circulatory system, and your lymph is what drains your body. So it's what it detoxes stuff out of your body. So you need to like get it moving by moving. But jumping on a trampoline is a really easy way to detox. So and it's really fun. And it's a hard workout.
Oh, it's so much fun. I mean, the workouts look insane. I haven't even committed to working out. I'm like, if I just get this just to bounce on it, great.
Yeah. Like my move is I like working out on it for like 20 minutes and then I don't do it every day, but just having it out and then like in between meetings, in between Zoom calls, I'll just like not put in a sports bra and like hold my boobs and just jump. And it like makes everything better. Like I'm more clear-headed. I'm having fun. I feel like the serotonin's popping. I'm enjoying myself. It's just better. Just
rebound your way into the summer, guys.
I never thought I would say it, but
yep. However it suits you.
Anything else that we need to talk about? Anything we've been DMing about that's like pertinent for the people to know? Our DMs are stacked with just weird wellness products. Maybe one day we'll do a slideshow of them.
Yeah, we always get weird ads. Like I was getting some ads for adrenal fatigue. So that's kind of why I actually ordered the trampoline.
Oh, it'll be really good for that.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so.
It will. Yeah. I've been getting ads for everyone listening, by the way, the way to see what you're getting ads for on Instagram is to go to your settings and then click on ads. And then you can change your ad topics because that's what you're getting targeted for. And then you can look at your general info and click on ad activity. And that's what's going to show you. That's going to show you the ads that you've clicked on. So it doesn't show you all ads. But if you ever wait, what was that thing that I looked at? Yeah. That's a good way to do it. Oh, I've been clicking on weird shit. I'm getting a ton of ads for soft services, but also for piercing products, like studs.
Like getting your ears pierced? I want some new earrings.
Yeah, okay, I'll send them to you. This one called Super
Wait,
Smalls.
like piercing your own?
No. Like going to, so apparently Target opened something called Rowan, which is a piercing, like a cute little Gen Z piercing spot. Like where you get your ears pierced.
Cute.
Yeah, there's a brand called Studs that also does piercing, and they opened in LA and New York, and all their stuff is really cute and it's really affordable.
I've seen their stuff. I didn't think they were in LA.
Yeah, they just opened. Actually, DM us your ads. I would love to see your ads.
It's really cool because they're so specific and well curated, unfortunately.
And yeah, you can also turn it off if you don't want to get that curation because you don't want Facebook tracking you. It's the same in the same place, but I do think there's something kind of interesting about it. Like, what does the internet think of me? Like, what do marketers think of me? They must think that I'm like a fad chasing millennial who loves Gen Z but also has body acne and is looking for an office in LA because those are the ads I'm getting. Oh, Doors to the North Node, as we're recording this, it's Wednesday. We're 60% full. So hopefully there's still spots when this podcast episode goes live because we haven't sent an email to our entire list on Holisticism. We've only sent an email to a small group of people. So the North Node's open. If you're interested in joining, we'd love to have you. This is the last time we're opening the doors in the big way to the North Node. So it's probably the last time you'll be able to get in within the next 6 months. And after that, we'll pull individual people up off the wait list. So it's not going away. It's just going to be, you might have to wait a little bit longer. And if you want to get access now, do it. Join us. We'd love to have you. Q3 is going to be a big deal.
Yeah, let's do a little content sneak peek.
Yeah, I actually have it. I have it pulled up on my Notion. Maybe we can include actually the syllabus in the show notes in case people want to see it. But for Q3, we are talking about sacred work and sales. And we got 3 months. So July, August, September, we're focusing on that overarching theme. We have a 21-day challenge called Reprogramming Your Failure Tolerance. That's happening in the month of July. And it's all about increasing your failure tolerance, because the more you increase your failure tolerance, the more likely you're going to be successful in anything that you do and have magic in what you do. That's what gets us into action. Then we have a mini course that's available for the North Node called Building Your Ethical Circular Sales Calendar for the Year. We'll do that inside of Notion. You'll get templates, and that's a course that will take you through. It's going to be so fun. And then we have a working session where we'll build your sales calendar with Notion, and I'll be there and we'll kind of look over it and guide you through it. Going to be really fun. We're having a masterclass with Caitlin from Spirit Garden Tarot, building altars and giving offerings to your spirit guides, because that law of compensation is a universal law and it applies across planes. So if we're thinking about getting money for the work that we do in sales, we have to make an offering, right? And an ask. And there's the law of reciprocity there. Same thing when we're working with our spiritual team or with our spirit guides or with our ancestors. And then finally in month 3, we're talking about creating a visual identity and archetype and character for each product or service in your sales cycle so that you really know how to step up into it. Okay, that's it. That's the podcast. That's the show. If you have any questions, shoot us a DM and we'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.